Most pressing issue is climate change because it has so many different effects on Brisbane and really on the world. But from the rising sea levels in the baylands to the habitat loss and endangered species on the mountain, climate change is affecting so many different parts of our life.
Climate change is a big concern. Global warming, I think it's affecting everything. It's affecting our weather, it's affecting everything around the world.
There's a lot of trash and pollution in the waters.
What a wasteful world we live in, you know. And everything is disposable. All the paper wrappings and the fast food restaurants, and it's just like there's no end to our consumption of stuff.
Obviously worldwide carbon emissions and global warming, and especially in California, the access to potable water.
In the United States, I think it's a Supreme Court decision, Citizens United, because that allowed corporations to donate pretty much as much money as they wanted to try and influence a policy or our laws, if you will.
I believe that we're heading towards a Mad Max scenario, and the generations in about 60, 70 years are going to have it really tough.
I definitely think that greenhouse gas emissions are probably the #1 concern that the environment has in the next 25, 50 years, but even right now it's really important.
Cutting greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We are losing species at a rate of more than half the species on the planet have gone extinct since I was born, and I'm not that old. And if we don't do something to stop this train wreck, we'll be one of those species.
I try to reduce the amount of waste that I generate, including carbon, and that we emit to the atmosphere through cars and other things that we do. And I try to teach my daughter to also live a low-waste, sustainable lifestyle. And I also serve on the Open Space and Ecology Committee to help bring awareness to the issues of the environment with the community of Brisbane, and to advise the City Council to make environmentally friendly decisions.
I pick up trash around my school sometimes.
Try not to drive my vehicle as much and use alternative ways. We have a bucket in the shower to try and reuse our gray water, and try and buy products that have the least packaging available and are eco-friendly and sustainable in their production.
I think a really important thing is looking at the way we use energy and developing a climate action plan so that we can come together as a community and tackle this problem together.
I now drive a hybrid. I've never had a hybrid, and I always thought, oh, a hybrid, I won't be able to go very far, but I really love it. It saves gas, it saves, because mine it's a gas electric. And eventually I think that we're going to go all electric.
So I try not to reduce my environmental impact. I try not to drive a car very often. I use public transit or ride my bike whenever I can. Also just kind of like on a more local scale, try to compost and always recycle to reduce new materials being needed to use for production. And also just be conscious about my use of water in the house, and kind of I think also I just like to talk to people about important issues that I think are important for the environment, kind of give tips where I can, and just let people know that I think it's an issue.
When you start talking about the baylands and the environment there, I think that that's the biggest pressing problem for us right now, is figuring, how to use that area and use it where it is eco-friendly to the planet. I mean, whatever we put out there, it's going to leave a carbon footprint, and I want to make sure that that carbon footprint is as low as possible.
We could have a trash day where we could all come down here, or pick up some trash around the neighborhood.
Is work on issues on San Bruno Mountain, volunteer for the board, San Bruno Mountain Board for years now. And I focus my energy that way in a positive manner.
I'm really glad that Brisbane has the environmental protection in place for the mountain.
Right now we're working on, just happens to dovetail into what I'm working on. It's like trying to keep important habitat around the mountain open, and we're doing advocacy for that.
I like the way we're stick up for the San Bruno Mountain and not letting them build there and protecting the mountain and protecting that open space. I think that's a very good thing, you know.
I am very active locally in the community. I'm have the great honor of being the president of San Bruno Mountain Watch, which is an organization that for over 40 years has fought to preserve San Bruno Mountain and the biodiversity there. I'm on the Open Space and Ecology Committee, which works really hard to educate the people of Brisbane. We've just enacted the Climate Action Plan for the city of Brisbane.
I would like to be involved in some of the good thinkers in town and help out and kind of hash out what we should be focusing on.
I appreciate the people who do look to the long future and not just their own personal creature comforts in the short term, but really do care about the planet and species beyond themselves.
I think it's important that we all do our part to take care of this Earth. It's the only planet we've got.